ask you this. Before I go, let me ask you this. What is your response when people ask you what was the prayer? What do you say? Because that's all people want to know.
Really?
You be acting like you don't hear people asking you the damn question. What was the prayer? That's what they want to know. What was it? Because I pray with you many nights. I'm like, did you keep that one?
But the point is what you just said, that I prayed many nights. Okay. I think that's the biggest thing is like, people always say the prayer. It's not just one prayer. It's multiple prayers. Like, especially, you know, when you're going through a big transition in life. Like for me, as we, you know, all know, I was single mom in it. That was something I never envisioned, never imagined. And I think at that point, when you're in a time like that in your life, you have to think about like exactly where you are and where you want to go. And so,
because I remember you always telling me like you have to envision it, speak it, believe it.
You have to, you know, because if you don't have a vision for where you're trying to get to, you'll just keep shooting in the dark. You you won't get anywhere. And so I think that was the biggest thing is like, I knew at that place in my time, at that time in my life, that for me, I had to be intentional.
Look at Russ.
Right. No, I did. I had to be intentional.
Well, the funny thing is that everybody asks, you know, what the prayer was for Ciara, but nobody really asked me what was the prayer for me.
Nobody ever. You're right. Nobody. Okay, bro. What was the prayer for you?
So let me tell y'all something. I was single. I was doing, you know, hanging out, doing thing, whatever that means.
Doing what, bro? Doing what thing?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Listen. That's a later conversation.
Oh Lord.
But anyway, so I'm hanging out, and I think ultimately though, you know, for me, I never forget like being in this space of like, what do I really want? Like, what am I looking for? You know, and I think, you know, really, I wanted a relationship, a long-lasting relationship. I wanted love. I wanted kids. I wanted family. You know, I didn't want perfection. I wanted the perfect thing for me. And so, anyway, so I ended up writing down my 5 non-negotiables, because really, really, marriage is a partnership. It's a business deal in a way, but it's really a partnership. It's like, hey, we're going to do this forever. Like, how are we going to partner and do this, right? And so, for me, I thought of it that way. I was like, okay, well, when you go into a partnership deal or a business type deal, you want to think about what are your non-negotiables? What are the things that, you know, this is what I want, and this is what I have to have, and this is what I'm looking for. So I wrote down my 5 non-negotiables. And, you know, producer Lala over here getting on the deets.
I'm going in. Look, how did I turn into the damn interviewer?
But the reality is, hold on one second. The reality is that, sorry, I'm just texting her. The reality is that for me, for the 5 non-negotiables was more what I had to write down. I had to write down what those were. I had to have a clear vision of what that was. And so for my 5 non-negotiables, the first one is I wanted a woman of faith. That's the number one thing I wanted.
And that was important to her.
I wanted a woman of faith. The second thing is I wanted a woman who was faithful. The third thing I wanted is, ultimately, I wanted an independent woman. I wanted a person that didn't have to be Ciara. They could be doing whatever, but they had their own identity. They had their own perspective on what they wanted to do in life and how they wanted to impact people. And that was something that I noticed from C the first time we met, and how she spoke about others. The fourth thing was I wanted a woman who was going to love me the way that my mom loved my dad when he was on his deathbed, you know, and how my mom took care of my dad no matter what the circumstances were, no matter how hard it got. You know, our family, you know, to be honest, we went bankrupt at one point, and just, it was hard. It was heavy times. And you have to be able to, you know, my dad always knew that we were going to be good, you know, that we were going to be good. My brother, myself, and my sister, that we were going to be okay because my mom was helping lead the way, and she had a great perspective. And the fifth thing was, ultimately, I wanted a woman who was going to tilt the room, right? When you walk in the room, you know, if she walks in the room, the whole furniture just slides to her.
Okay.
You know? And so the 5 things my 5 non-negotiables were: one woman of faith. Second thing was one woman who was faithful. Third thing was one woman who was independent. Fourth thing was I wanted a woman who, who loved me the way that my mom loved my dad. And the fifth thing was, you know, ultimately, is I wanted a woman who would tilt the room. I wasn't going to settle for 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5. We were going to go 5 for 5, and that was it.
And you got it.
And we got 5 for 5 plus some more.
You got it.
Yeah,
You
so
got it.
That was really what we were.
Are you crying?
Yes, I am. Sorry, because I'm hormonal too. But I mean, I guess
It is sweet,
yeah.
but it's so nice to hear it all over again.